I is equal to, this integral given to you here is sine 5x cos 3x dx. Now, whenever you see a product of trigonometric functions, you convert it to a sum. We write this as half twice sine 5x cos 3x dx. You take half outside the integration and twice sine 5x cos 3x dx. Half integral. Now you use your 2 sine A cos B formula, which is sine A plus B plus sine A minus B. Good morning. Which is equal to half integral sine 8x plus sine 2x dx. Now you separate the integrals. Half integral sine 8x dx plus integral sine 2x dx. And you know the integration of sine, which is minus cos 8x divided by a derivative of 8x, which is 8, plus again sine 2x similarly is minus cos 2x divided by a derivative of 2x plus c. So you can write this as minus half cos 8x by 8 plus cos 2x by 2 plus c. And that is your answer. Okay. So whenever you see a product of trigonometric functions, always try to change it to a sum and then integrate. Number 10. Number 10 is a very important integral. The technique is important. This technique we had done in class 11. This integral is root over of 1 plus sine x by 2 dx. In order to evaluate this integral, we try to remove the radical. How do we try to remove the radical? We try to express this as a plus b whole square. So what you do is, from your submultiple angle formula, you can write sine x by 2 as twice sine half of x by 2, which is x by 4, cos x by 4. You've got the 2ab term. Now, one here, you can replace this by cos square x by 4 plus sine square x by 4. And this 2 sine x by 4 cos x by 4 remains as it is. So now if you see, this is a square plus b square plus 2ab form. So this becomes integral of cos x by 4 plus sine x by 4 whole square dx. Now you can remove the radical and write this as simply integral cos x by 4 plus sine x by 4 dx. Now you can separate the integrals. Okay. So now cos x by 4 integral of cos is sine. So this becomes sine x by 4 divided by the derivative of x by 4, which is 1 by 4, plus integral of sine is minus cos. x by 4 divided by derivative of x by 4, which is 1 by 4 plus c. So you get this as 4 sine x by 4 minus cos x by 4 plus c. And that is the required integral. This integral is important in the sense that the technique of this is important. We shall be using this technique later on also. Next is number 11. I is equal to integral sine x divided by root 1 plus cos x dx. We write everything in terms of multiple angles. Sine x can be written as 2 sine x by 2 cos x by 2. In fact, there are many other ways of integrating this. This is one of the ways. Root 1 plus cos x can be written as 2 cos square x by 2 dx. Yes? Two sine x by 2 cos x by 2 divided by, now this you can write as root 2 cos x by 2 dx. So now see, cos x by 2 cancels. So only left with 2 by root 2 integral sine x by 2 dx. Now you can write 2 as root 2 into root 2 divided by root 2, and integral cos sine x by 2 is minus cos x by 2 divided by the derivative of x by 2, which is half. So this cancels out. So what you get here is minus 2 root 2 cos x by 2 plus c. And that is your required integral. Okay. Moving on to the next problem. Now this is a product of three trigonometric functions. Number 12. Now when you see a product of three trigonometric functions, try to change them to a sum taken two at a time. Okay, so you can write this as, let's write this as I is equal to. So you can write this as half 2 sine x sine 2x, and you have sine 3x dx. Now you can take half out, 2 sine x sine 2x into sine 3x dx. Now change the product to a sum. 2 sine a sine b is sine a plus 2 sine a sine b is cos a minus b minus cos a plus b, right? So this is cos a minus b minus cos a plus b into sine 3x dx. Which is equal to half integral. Now here inside you have cos x minus 2x, which is cos minus x. And you know cos of minus theta is cos theta. You simply write this as cos x minus cos 3x into sine 3x dx. Now you multiply sine 3x throughout. sine 3x cos x minus sine 3x cos 3x dx. Now again, you see you have a product of two trigonometric functions. So what you do is you take half here and you take half here. You have 2 sine 3x cos x minus 2 sine 3x cos 3x dx. So now you take the half out. So you get half into half outside the integral. Inside the integral, you have 2 sine 3x cos 3x. This is 2 sine A cos B formula, which is sine A plus B plus sine A minus B. So this is sine A plus B plus sine A minus B. Okay. And minus. Now 2 sine 3x cos 3x from multiple angle formula, you have this as sine twice of 3x, which is 6x. All this integrated with respect to x. So we have 1/4 integral sine 4x plus sine 2x minus sine 6x dx. Now I distribute the integration over each of the trigonometric functions. So you have half integral sine 4x dx plus integral sine 2x dx minus integral sine 6x dx. Which is equal to 1/4. Now integration of sine 4x is minus cos. So minus cos 4x divided by a derivative of 4x, 4. Similarly here, you have cos 2x minus cos 2x by 2. And this will become minus cos 6x divided by 6. Okay, so this is 1/4 of, you can rewrite this as cos 6x by 6 minus cos 4x by 4 minus cos 2x by 2, and of course add a constant of integration. Is this clear?
Yes.
We'll move on to the next sum. The next sum is a little long and a little tricky also. You have to do it a little bit patiently, the next sum. Number 13. The given integral here is cos 5x plus cos 4x divided by 1 minus 2 cos 3x. See, you have a sum of cos in the numerator. You will be tempted to change this to a product. But the problem here is that in the denominator, you have only one cos, which is cos 3x. So what you do is, in order to adjust the denominator, you multiply the numerator and denominator by sine 3x. Why sine 3x? Because I see a cos 3x here. That is why. Sine 3x cos 3x will give me a multiple angle formula for sine 2a, isn't it? So sine 3x, you multiply the numerator and denominator. Okay, now you multiply sine 3x with each term. sine 3x cos 5x plus sine 3x cos 4x divided by, in the denominator, you have sine 3x minus 2 sine 3x cos 3x. Okay. Now see what happens. Write the numerator as it is. Now this becomes sine 6x, right? Now what we are going to do here is we are going to change in the numerator. You see two products, right? Sine 3x sine cos 5x and sine 3x sine 4x, right? We are going to change both these products to a sum, and we are going to leave the denominator as it is for the time being. So what you do is you take half twice sine 3x cos 5x plus sine 3x cos 4x divided by sine 3x minus sine 6x dx. Now you can take half outside and you can multiply 2 throughout. Okay, so now you have the product form in the numerator. Half integral 2 sine a cos b is sine a plus b, 3x plus 5x will give you 8x, plus sine a minus b, 3x minus 5x will give you minus 2x. Plus again you have 2 sine 3x cos 4x, sine a plus b plus sine a minus b. So sine 3x plus 4x will give you 7x and plus sine 3x minus 4x will give you minus x divided by sine 3x minus sine 6x dx. Now you write in the numerator the negative angle. You take the negative sign out of the angle to write sine minus 2x as minus sine 2x plus sine 7x, and sine minus x you write this as minus sine x divided by sine 3x minus sine 6x. Now see, in the numerator, you again have to change it to product. But which two will you change to product? See, we cannot take these two together because these two we have only in this step we change this product to a sum. Therefore, we cannot take these two together. So which one should I take together? You can either take sine 8x and sine 7x together. You can take these two together, or you can take and you can take these two also together. Or what you can do is you can take sine 8x and sine x together and the other two together. Okay, so let's take sine 8x and x together. Sine 8x minus sine x. You can take the other one also. Plus remaining is sine 7x minus sine 2x divided by sine 3x minus sine 6x dx. Okay, now you change sine 8x minus 7x to a product. Sine minus sine is 2 cos sine, right? 2 cos sine c minus sine d is 2 sine c plus d by 2 cos c minus d by 2. In fact, 2 cos sine minus sine is 2 cos sine. So 2 cos c plus d by 2 sine c minus d by 2. So 2 cos C plus V by 2 sine C minus D by 2 plus, and sine minus sine again is 2 cos sine. So 2 cos C plus D by 2 sine C minus D by 2. And in the denominator, you change this to a product. Sine minus sine is again 2 cos sine. 2 cos C plus D by 2 sine C minus D by 2. Whole thing integrated with respect to x, which is equal to half integral. Now simplify this. 2 cos 9x by 2 sine 7x by 2 plus 2 cos, again you get 9x by 2, and here you get sine 7x minus 2 is 5x by 2 divided by, and the denominator you have 2 cos 9x by 2 sine of minus 3x by 2. So that now what you can do is you can take this negative sign outside here. Okay. Now what you do from the numerator and denominator, you can take cos x by 2 common. So if you take cos 9x by 2 common, 2 cos 9x by 2 you can take common. You are left with sine 7x by 2 plus sine 5x by 2 divided by, denominator you have minus 2 cos 9x by 2 sine 3x by 2, right? So this cancels, right? So you're only left with, you can take a minus sign outside here. So minus half integral. Now sine 7x plus sine 3x you have in the numerator. Change this to a product once again. The sine plus sine is 2 sine cos. Sine C plus sine D. 7x by 2 plus 5x by 2 divided by 2. C plus D by 2. Cos 7x by 2 minus 5x by 2 divided by 2. Whole divided by sine 3x by 2 dx. So you get here minus 2 and you can take 2 out. So what are you left with? If you simplify the term in the within the brackets, 7x by 2 plus 5x by 2 is 12x by 2. 12x by 2 is 6x, and 6x by 2 is 3x. Cos 7x by 2 minus 5x by 2 is 2x by 2, which is x, and this is x by 2. Okay, divided by sine 3x by 2 dx. So now what happens? This will cancel here. You simply get minus integral. Now sine 3x, and you see sine 3x by 2 in the denominator. So you will change this to, from submultiple angle, sine 3x can be written as 2 sine 3x by 2 cos 3x by 2. And this cos x by 2 we are going to write as it is, divided by sine 3x by 2 dx. So this and this will again cancel. So ultimately you will get here minus integral cos 3x by 2 cos x by 2 dx. Now this is again a product of two trigonometric functions. In order to integrate this, you take half, you change this to a sum, right? So that is why you take half. Which is equal to minus half integral 2 cos A cos B is what? Cos A plus B plus cos A minus B. Right? So this is, oh, I had a 2 here. I already had a 2 here. I never had to take, I don't have to take, since I have a 2 here, I will have a 2 here also. So I don't need to take this half. Minus sign will remain, but 2 is already here. Only a negative sign. So minus integral. Now this is cos 3x by 2 plus x by 2, cos 4x by 2, which is simply cos 2x plus cos 3x by 2 minus x by 2 will give you cos 2x by 2, which is simply cos x dx. So now this is done. Now you integrate separately. So you get minus integral cos 2x dx plus integral cos x dx, which is equal to minus integral cos 2x dx is sin 2x by 2 and integral cos x is sin x by 2 plus c. And therefore you can, oh, this is not divided by 2, this is simply sin x. Okay, and that is your answer. This was a long one. We'll do the next one, which should be the last from this exercise. Number 3. The question here is if f dash x is equal to, so given f dash x is equal to a sin x plus b cos x, where obviously a and b are constants. Also what is given here is f dash 0. The value of the derivative at x is equal to 0 is given to you as 4. What else is given? The value of f0, the value of the function at x is equal to 0, original function, the primitive function at x is equal to 0 is given to be 3. Also, the value of the primitive function at pi by 2 is given to be 5. You need to find out the primitive function. Okay. So first of all, since f dash 0 is given, so we have f dash x is equal to a sin x plus b cos x. Now put x is equal to 0. You get f dash 0 is equal to a sin 0 plus b cos 0. That means how much is the value of f dash 0 given? 4 is equal to b. That means the value of b you are getting as 4. Right? So therefore, what is the function here? F dash x is equal to a sin x plus 4 cos x. So we have determined one constant here. Okay. Now we'll proceed to determine the other constant, which is a. So how do we determine? If you see f0 is given as 3 and f pi by 2 is given as 5. Okay. So we use that. But before, but here fx is not given. F dash x is given. So in order to find fx, we integrate both sides of this. So we have f dash x, start from f dash x, a sin x plus b cos x. Integrate both sides with respect to x. Let's write this as 4 because value of b we have already determined as 4. 4 cos x dx. Now what is the integral of f dash x? Integral of a derivative will give you the function fx is equal to a integral sin x dx plus 4 integral cos x dx, which is equal to a integration of sin x is minus cos x and integration of cos x is sin x. So what do you get here? 4 sin x minus a cos x. This is what we get as fx. Okay. Now what are the values of fx given here? F0 is given to be 3. So put x is equal to 0. Therefore, f0 is equal to 4 sin 0 minus a cos 0. And how much is f0 given? F0, if you see, f0 is given as 3. Put the value f0 3 is equal to, this is 0 minus a. Now there's one more thing. The one thing is that when you're integrating, you add an arbitrary constant also. So when you're integrating both sides, there's a constant here plus c. Okay, add a plus c. So you have minus a plus c. So what is the equation you're getting in a and c? You're getting c minus a is equal to 3. Call this equation number 1. Now what is the next condition given here? The next condition given here is f pi by 2 is equal to 5. So let us call this 1. So from 1, f pi by 2, putting in the same equation, is equal to 4 sin pi by 2 minus a cos pi by 2 plus c. And what is the value of f pi by 2 that is given to you? It is given to you as 5. And what is the value of sin pi by 2? Sin pi by 2 is 1. Cos pi by 2 is 0 plus c. Okay. So you get 5 is equal to 4 plus c. So you get c is equal to 1. So putting c is equal to 1 in this, let us call this 2 because we have already called this 1. Let's call this 2. Putting, and this we are getting from 1. Putting c is equal to 1 in 2. We can get the value of a at 1 minus a is equal to 3. That means a you get as minus 2, right? Okay. Let me see whether we have got this as the right equation. Yes. So I've got a is equal to, therefore what is the function? Fx is equal to a sin x. A, the value of a we have got as minus 2 sin x plus b cos x. B is 4 we had got already in the first step only we had got the value of b. And what is the value of the arbitrary constant? It is 1. So that was our original function. Is this clear? I'll stop here.